It's hard to believe that a famous pop star like Kelly Clarkson has had to endure such a tragic life. Always be wise, fans, and don't be deceived by her success and wealth. To become a powerful, pioneering singer like today, Kelly Clarkson had to overcome a relatively dark life. She recalls having to manage on her own to weather any storm she faced, which has shaped her into the mature Kelly she is today. Keep watching the video to learn about the tragic events in Kelly Clarkson's life. Kelly Clarkson's life story begins with tragedy. When Kelly Clarkson was just 6 years old, her world was upended by her parents' divorce. This early life event left an indelible mark on her, shaping both her emotional landscape and artistic voice. Growing up amidst the turbulence of her parents' separation, Clarkson experienced firsthand the impact of familial discord. This formative experience profoundly influenced her music, particularly in her song Because of You, which provides a raw and heartfelt reflection on her childhood. In Because of You, Clarkson channels her personal pain into a powerful message about the cycles of behavior that perpetuate from one generation to the next. The song delves into the emotional scars left by her parents' split and the subsequent effects on her own life. During an interview with MTV News, Clarkson explained the song's thematic focus. "It's about the cycle of families like you act how your parents acted towards you, and then your kids act how you acted towards them, and it's all about breaking that cycle." This candid reflection is not merely a personal catharsis, but also an attempt to address broader issues that many people face. The song's lyrics capture the essence of Clarkson's struggle to overcome the emotional legacy of her parents' divorce. She describes how the behaviors and attitudes she witnessed growing up became a blueprint for her own actions and relationships. Clarkson's intent was to shed light on this cycle and encourage others to confront and break it. Despite the song's somber tone, it resonates deeply with listeners who have faced similar challenges, making it both a personal statement and a universal anthem for those affected by familial strife. Clarkson's decision to include such personal content in her music underscores her commitment to authenticity and emotional honesty. She recognized that while the song was deeply personal and not necessarily uplifting, its raw honesty would connect with many listeners. "It's one of those songs that everybody's kind of gonna relate to, but you're not happy about that," she remarked. The song's relatability is a testament to the shared experiences of many who have faced the pain of family dissolution. After Kelly Clarkson's parents divorced, the dynamics of her family relationships shifted significantly. The split drew her notably closer to her mother, with whom she forged a strong bond. On the other hand, Clarkson's relationship with her father became increasingly distant over time. In a candid interview with Norwegian talk show host Fredrik Skavlan in 2017, Clarkson opened up about the estrangement from her father. "I've never really been in touch with him," she admitted, reflecting a significant and long-standing distance between them. For many, the idea of being estranged from a parent might evoke sympathy or sadness. However, Clarkson's perspective on the situation is strikingly pragmatic. She expressed that she doesn't feel a profound sense of loss over her estrangement, noting, "I think if you don't grow up with it, it's hard to miss something you never had." This sentiment highlights Clarkson's acceptance of her circumstances and her ability to move forward without dwelling on what was never a consistent part of her life. Despite her personal acceptance, Clarkson's estrangement from her father still carries a certain sadness. The emotional complexity of familial relationships is often intertwined with a sense of loss or missed potential. While Clarkson has come to terms with her own feelings, it doesn't negate the inherent melancholy that can accompany such familial rifts. Clarkson's efforts to mend the family divide reflect her dedication to healing and unity, particularly for the sake of her younger brother. She mentioned, "I definitely tried a few times in my life, and I did that more for my brother. He really is that kid that really wanted everybody to come together." This demonstrates Clarkson's willingness to bridge gaps and foster connections, motivated by her desire to support her brother's wish for a more cohesive family unit. Kelly Clarkson's journey from financial struggle to a net worth of approximately $45 million is a testament to her resilience and success. During her early years, Clarkson's family faced significant financial challenges that pushed them to the brink of poverty. In candid interviews, Clarkson has opened up about her experiences growing up, revealing that her family lived paycheck to paycheck. "We lived like pre-paycheck to pre-paycheck," Clarkson told CBS News, offering a stark picture of the financial difficulties they endured. These early experiences instilled in Clarkson a strong desire to achieve financial stability. She recalled, "I definitely had this whole mentality. I was like, whatever I'm going to do, I just don't want to have to worry about that." This determination to secure her financial future became a driving force in her career. Clarkson's work ethic and dedication have evidently paid off, allowing her to amass significant wealth and achieve the level of financial security she once only dreamed of. Clarkson's past struggles with money have shaped her views on the relationship between wealth and happiness. She has expressed strong feelings about the notion that money doesn't buy happiness, often challenging this perspective. "I don't know one poor person that's going, 'Money doesn't buy you happiness,'" Clarkson stated. "It pays you to get out of eviction notices, so it's pretty good." This straightforward commentary underscores her belief that financial security brings a degree of relief and stability that is often overlooked by those who have never experienced economic hardship. Kelly Clarkson's entry into the limelight was far from a typical rags-to-riches story. Rather, it was a case of unexpected fortune and sheer determination. When Clarkson first auditioned for American Idol, her intentions were far from ambitious. "I didn't go into it thinking this would happen," she told The Guardian. Her primary concern was practical. She simply hoped that participating might earn her enough to cover some immediate expenses. "I went into it thinking it might pay my electric bill," she candidly admitted. At that time, Clarkson's life was marred by significant adversity. Her circumstances were dire. Her apartment in Los Angeles had recently burned down, leaving her homeless. "I had to move home," she explained, underscoring the severity of her situation. With no money and nowhere else to stay, Clarkson found herself sleeping in her car for 3 days. This period of hardship was a stark contrast to the glamorous world of show business she was about to enter. Her participation in American Idol was not initially driven by dreams of stardom, but rather a pragmatic approach to her pressing financial needs. Despite the tumultuous period she was experiencing, Clarkson's natural talent shone through during her audition. Her powerful performances and impressive vocal abilities quickly set her apart from the competition, leading her to victory and launching her into the national spotlight. Clarkson's success on American Idol was transformative, but her humble beginnings and the hardships she faced never seemed far from her mind. Reflecting on her journey, Clarkson admitted to feeling a sense of disbelief over her accomplishments. "I work very hard, but I always wonder how in the world I got here," she confessed. This ongoing sense of wonderment highlights her deep appreciation for the opportunities that came her way, despite the challenges she faced. After Kelly Clarkson's triumphant victory on American Idol, she transitioned from being an unknown hopeful to a prominent figure in the music industry. The success of her debut was marked by a significant record deal and collaborations with some of the industry's top producers. However, this new chapter in her life came with its own set of challenges, including some difficult interactions with influential figures in the music business. One particularly notable and unsettling experience involved Clive Davis, the head of RCA Records in 2004. Davis, a respected industry veteran, was known for his exacting standards and sharp critiques. During a meeting, he dismissed Clarkson's song "Because of You" as subpar, and did so in a highly unprofessional manner, directly in front of a group of other men. A group of men thought it was okay to sit around a young woman and bully her, Clarkson recounted in an interview with Variety. This experience was not only demoralizing, but also highlighted the harsh and often sexist environment that can exist within high-stakes industries. The criticism from Davis was particularly stinging for Clarkson. She was advised to focus solely on singing and not to concern herself with songwriting, a suggestion that implied her creative input was undervalued. Despite this discouraging feedback, Clarkson's resilience and commitment to her craft led her to continue pursuing her vision. In a twist of poetic justice, she ultimately proved her detractors wrong. The turning point came when Davis, perhaps recognizing the strength of Clarkson's songwriting, was introduced to her track Behind These Hazel Eyes. This was a song that Clarkson had written herself, demonstrating her genuine talent and dedication to her art. Davis's previous critique of Clarkson's songwriting prowess was effectively undermined when he was presented with the quality of her own work. Clarkson's success with Behind These Hazel Eyes not only reinforced her capabilities as a songwriter, but also served as a powerful rebuttal to the earlier criticism she had faced. Kelly Clarkson's rise to fame brought with it a whirlwind of accolades, financial success, and a platform that allowed her voice to resonate with millions. However, the flip side of this public adoration was the intense scrutiny and criticism that often accompanies such high visibility. As a prominent figure in the entertainment industry, Clarkson found herself subject to relentless public and media commentary on various aspects of her life and career. In her 20s, Clarkson felt the brunt of this scrutiny acutely. The pressure to meet the expectations of fans and critics alike was a constant burden. "In my 20s, yes, I felt that pressure all the time," she shared with CBS News. This period of her life was marked by a relentless focus on her public persona, with observers weighing in on everything from her musical choices to her physical appearance and personal statements. The barrage of feedback, much of it unsolicited and often harsh, contributed to a sense of being perpetually under a magnifying glass. The scrutiny Clarkson faced was not merely a matter of public interest, but also a reflection of the broader societal obsession with celebrity culture. As someone thrust into the spotlight at a young age, she was expected to navigate the complexities of fame while grappling with the often invasive and critical nature of public opinion. This environment made it challenging for Clarkson to maintain a sense of normalcy and personal authenticity. Despite these challenges, Clarkson's experience in the public eye became a formative one. By the time she reached her 30s, she had developed a more resilient attitude towards the criticism and pressure that had once weighed heavily on her. This newfound strength was rooted in a conscious decision to embrace her true self, both musically and personally. Clarkson's approach to dealing with public scrutiny evolved from one of defensive reactions to one of self-assured acceptance. Clarkson's evolving perspective was evident in her approach to her career and public image. She became increasingly determined to be authentic and true to herself, regardless of external judgment. "You can either love it, or you don't have to," she asserted. "There's plenty of other artists out there to love." This sentiment reflected a shift from seeking approval to prioritizing self-expression and personal satisfaction. In her early years of fame, Clarkson was often noted for her slender physique, which became a topic of public and media commentary. However, behind the scenes, her experiences with body image and mental health were far from the glamorous facade often associated with celebrity life. In a candid interview with Attitude, Clarkson revealed the profound impact that her early physical appearance had on her well-being. She admitted, "When I was really skinny, I wanted to kill myself." This stark confession sheds light on the emotional and psychological turmoil she endured during this period. Despite her outward success and the public's perception of her as an attractive star, Clarkson was grappling with deep-seated issues that were not immediately visible to the outside world. Clarkson's struggle with her weight and body image was intertwined with a broader sense of personal dissatisfaction. She described these years as miserable, like inside and out, for 4 years of my life. The intense focus on maintaining a particular physical appearance took a significant toll on her mental health. The pressure to conform to industry standards and the relentless pursuit of a certain body type were factors that exacerbated her suffering. The physical consequences of Clarkson's efforts to remain thin were also severe. She recounted how her extreme exercise regimen, which involved running incessantly while listening to music, led to significant physical damage. "I wrecked my knees and my feet because all I would do is put in headphones and run," she revealed. Her commitment to a rigorous gym routine, driven by a desire to maintain a certain appearance, had a detrimental impact on her body. It's important to note that Clarkson's misery was not a result of her being thin, but rather a consequence of the pressures and expectations that came with maintaining that appearance. In response to the Attitude interview, Clarkson clarified her stance on social media, tweeting, "I said I was miserable and as a result, I became thin." This clarification emphasized that her weight loss was a byproduct of her emotional state rather than the cause of it. In her earlier years, Clarkson's slender figure was often lauded, but as she gained weight, she became the target of unsolicited comments and criticism. One notable example was when Fox News host Chris Wallace made a disparaging remark, advising Clarkson to stay off the deep dish pizza for a little while, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter. This kind of public commentary highlights a troubling trend where personal comments about an individual's appearance are deemed acceptable, often crossing boundaries of respect and sensitivity. Despite these external pressures, Clarkson has maintained a healthy perspective on her own body image. In an interview with Redbook, she candidly expressed her views on weight and happiness. "It's when I'm fat that I'm happy," she revealed, emphasizing that her well-being is closely tied to her emotional state rather than societal expectations. Clarkson's acknowledgement of her weight fluctuations and the impact they have on her happiness underscores a critical point. The focus on aesthetics often overshadows genuine concerns about health and personal contentment. Clarkson's reflection on public perception and personal satisfaction speaks volumes about her resilience and self-acceptance. She recognizes that the public's fascination with physical appearance often overshadows more meaningful discussions about health and well-being. "But no one actually cares about your health. They just care about aesthetics," she noted, highlighting the disparity between superficial judgments and the deeper, more nuanced aspects of individual health. Her journey towards self-acceptance extends beyond personal reflection to a broader message of empowerment and self-love. Clarkson advocates for focusing on one's own life, health, and happiness, rather than succumbing to societal pressures. People should just concentrate on their own lives and their own health and their own happiness. And whatever that looks like for you, be happy with it, she asserted. This message serves as a rallying cry for self-acceptance and encourages individuals to embrace their unique selves without being swayed by external opinions. When Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock tied the knot in a picturesque outdoor ceremony in 2013, the union appeared to be a fairy tale come true. The couple's wedding was a celebration of love and joy, with Clarkson beaming with happiness and optimism for their future together. However, this idyllic image was soon marred by rumors and allegations that sought to undermine their relationship. Tabloid media, ever eager to find cracks in the perfect facade of celebrity life, latched onto speculation about Clarkson's marriage. A notable source of controversy was the website The Dirty, which published claims from individuals alleging that Blackstock had been unfaithful. According to these sources, Blackstock had been involved in inappropriate behavior behind Clarkson's back. One woman alleged that she had met Blackstock at a golf club in Tennessee and that while they hadn't had sexual relations, they had been intimate in other ways, through multiple exchanges of texts and meetings. Her comments painted a picture of a man whose commitment to his wife might be questioned. Another accuser went further, alleging a deeper betrayal. This woman claimed to have had a significant intimate relationship with Blackstock, accusing him of being manipulative and deceitful. Her assertion that Blackstock would simultaneously profess undying love for Clarkson while engaging in an affair added to the narrative of a troubled marriage. Despite these provocative claims, Clarkson chose to address the rumors directly rather than allowing them to fester. In a show of resilience and control, she took to Twitter to dismiss the allegations. "Keep hearing random rumors of me and Brandon splitting or that he's cheating on me," Clarkson tweeted, clearly frustrated by the constant stream of unfounded gossip. "Stop with all the lying, please." Her public response was a clear statement of defiance against the invasive scrutiny she faced and a plea for the media to cease spreading false information. On June 12, 2014, Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock welcomed their first child, River Rose Blackstock, into the world, a moment of immense joy and celebration for the couple. Clarkson shared the news of her daughter's arrival with her fans on Twitter, expressing the elation of becoming a mother for the first time. The birth of River Rose marked a significant milestone in Clarkson's life, but it came after a challenging and tumultuous pregnancy that Clarkson had to endure. During her pregnancy with River Rose, Clarkson experienced severe morning sickness, a condition that far exceeded the typical discomfort of pregnancy. "I got really sick to where I was losing weight at first," Clarkson revealed in an interview with CBS News. Her struggle with persistent nausea and vomiting was so intense that it led to significant weight loss and frequent hospitalizations. The severity of her symptoms was alarming enough to cause considerable concern for Clarkson, who found the ongoing sickness distressing and exhausting. The constant vomiting and the inability to keep food down were particularly challenging, making her pregnancy a painful ordeal rather than the blissful experience she had anticipated. Despite these hardships, Clarkson's resolve to bring her child into the world remained unshaken. Her perseverance through the discomfort and pain ultimately culminated in the joyous arrival of her daughter. Reflecting on her experience, Clarkson conveyed that the difficulty she faced during her pregnancy was overshadowed by the happiness she felt upon becoming a mother. "I'd go through it all again," she said, highlighting the deep love and fulfillment she derived from the arrival of her perfect baby girl. 2 years later, on April 12, 2016, Clarkson and Blackstock expanded their family with the birth of their second child, a son named Remington Alexander Blackstock. The announcement of Remington's birth was met with similar excitement and joy from Clarkson, who shared her happiness through another heartfelt tweet. "He is healthy, and we couldn't be happier or more in love," Clarkson gushed, expressing the profound joy and contentment that her growing family brought into her life. After enduring 2 challenging pregnancies, Kelly Clarkson made the decisive choice not to expand her family further. This decision was not taken lightly, but Clarkson's experiences with her pregnancies were so severe that it became clear to her that she would not go through it again. In an interview with Cubby and Carolina in the morning, Clarkson expressed her definitive stance on the matter with a mix of humor and relief, saying, "Oh God, those tubes are gone. That's blasphemy. We don't even speak of it." Her candidness underscored the extent to which her pregnancies had impacted her health and well-being. Clarkson's decision was deeply rooted in the physical and emotional toll her pregnancies had taken on her. Her first pregnancy with River Rose had been marked by severe morning sickness that led to continuous nausea and vomiting, requiring hospitalization. This relentless sickness was so debilitating that it affected her ability to keep food down and maintain her weight. The challenges were compounded during her second pregnancy with Remington Alexander, making the experience even more daunting. For Clarkson, the repeated cycle of extreme sickness and discomfort made the prospect of another pregnancy untenable. Despite her personal decision, Clarkson remains empathetic toward others who face different challenges in growing their families. She is keenly aware that her own struggles do not reflect the experiences of everyone, particularly those who may have difficulties conceiving. I always feel bad because I have friends who have a hard time getting pregnant, and I'm just like, guys, I have the worst pregnancies ever. It can't happen again, she shared. Her acknowledgement of these difficulties reflects her understanding and compassion for those who endure their own hardships in family planning. In 2017, Kelly Clarkson and her family experienced a distressing breach of privacy when their Los Angeles home was burglarized in a significant and unsettling manner. The incident unfolded one night, leaving the Clarkson household grappling with the aftermath of an intrusion that left their home in disarray. Clarkson shared the harrowing news with Extra, describing the scene upon their return. "We got robbed last night. We got here and our whole house was like bashed in. It was crazy." The burglary was particularly alarming because it involved a significant level of damage. The burglars had forcibly entered the house, causing extensive damage to the property. The sight of their home being broken into was understandably alarming for Clarkson and her family. However, there was a silver lining amid the distressing circumstances. The family was not at home during the robbery. This absence undoubtedly helped alleviate some of the immediate danger and trauma that could have occurred had they been present. Despite the severity of the situation, Clarkson displayed a remarkable level of composure and perspective. She expressed a sense of violation, noting the unsettling fact that the intruder had accessed their child's room. "Materialistic things we didn't care about, but the guy was in our kid's room," she reflected. The intrusion into such a personal space made the situation even more disturbing. The idea that a stranger had been in their child's room was particularly unsettling for Clarkson, highlighting the emotional impact of the violation beyond the physical and material losses. In the wake of the burglary, Clarkson and her family took comfort in the fact that no one was hurt. Her focus remained on the positive aspects of their situation, despite the trauma. Clarkson's ability to find gratitude in the midst of adversity was evident as she acknowledged that, despite the frightening experience, other than that little hiccup, everything has been really great in our lives. Her optimism and resilience shone through as she chose to emphasize the overall positive trajectory of their lives rather than dwelling on the negative aspects of the robbery. In 2020, Kelly Clarkson faced a particularly challenging year, marked by personal trials that unfolded amidst the global turmoil of the COVID-19 pandemic. The singer and television personality, known for her resilience and optimism, was candid about the difficulties she encountered. Speaking with Today, Clarkson acknowledged the profound impact the year had on her life, describing it as a period of intense personal struggle. "I mean, it's no secret," she confessed. "My life has been a little bit of a dumpster. Personally, it's been a little hard the last couple months." The core of Clarkson's personal struggles stemmed from her decision to file for divorce from her husband of 7 years, Brandon Blackstock. The separation was not only one of the most high-profile celebrity splits of 2020, but also a deeply emotional experience for Clarkson. The announcement came in June, setting off a wave of media attention and public speculation about the end of their marriage. The couple's split was officially attributed to irreconcilable differences, a term often used in legal documents to indicate that the parties involved could not resolve their differences and continue their marriage. Clarkson's decision to divorce was undoubtedly a heart-wrenching one, especially given the personal and public scrutiny that accompanied it. The breakup was compounded by the fact that it unfolded during an already difficult year for many, adding layers of complexity and emotional strain. For Clarkson, who had always been open about her struggles and triumphs, the divorce represented one of the most significant personal challenges she had faced. In the face of this adversity, Clarkson sought support from those who had experienced similar situations. "I've been talking to friends that have been through divorce," she revealed. Her approach to handling the emotional toll of the split involved leaning on her support network, which provided her with much-needed perspective and encouragement. "I don't know how people go through that without having some kind of outlet because it is the worst thing ever for everyone involved," she admitted. This statement highlights the depth of her distress and the importance she placed on finding a supportive community during such a trying time. For years, Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock appeared to epitomize marital bliss. The couple, who married in an idyllic outdoor ceremony in 2013, seemed deeply in love and devoted to their growing family. They welcomed 2 children, River Rose and Remington Alexander, adding to the joy and completeness of their union. Clarkson frequently expressed her happiness and contentment with Blackstock, often sharing glimpses of their life together on social media and in interviews. So when news broke in June 2020 that Clarkson had filed for divorce, fans were taken aback. The couple's seemingly perfect relationship was not immune to the deeper issues that ultimately led to their separation. The divorce filing itself was surprising enough, but what came to light afterward was even more startling. Legal documents obtained by Us Weekly shed light on the underlying issues that had plagued the marriage, revealing allegations that painted a much more complex and troubled picture. Clarkson sued Starstruck Management Group, the management company run by Blackstock's father, Narvel Blackstock, and alleged that both her husband and his father had defrauded her out of millions of dollars over the years. The crux of Clarkson's allegations centered on the claim that Narvel and Brandon Blackstock were not licensed to operate as agents in the state of California. According to Clarkson, this lack of proper licensing rendered all of their work and the fees they charged her null and void. This revelation was a bombshell, as it called into question the legitimacy of their professional relationship and the financial transactions that had taken place. Clarkson also accused the management company of charging her outlandish and excessive fees, further compounding her sense of betrayal and financial injustice. These accusations came on the heels of another legal battle. Starstruck Management Group had filed a lawsuit against Clarkson, claiming that she owed them $1.4 million in unpaid commissions. This countersuit by the management company added another layer of complexity and tension to an already fraught situation. According to Variety, the management company asserted that Clarkson had failed to pay the agreed-upon commissions for her work on The Voice and her eponymous talk show, The Kelly Clarkson Show. The legal wrangling on both sides painted a picture of deep-seated mistrust and conflict that extended far beyond personal issues and into professional and financial realms. The allegations of fraud and financial misconduct added significant strain to the already emotional and difficult process of divorce. Clarkson, who had always been open about her struggles and triumphs, found herself navigating a highly public and painful separation that was complicated by legal battles and financial disputes. The impact on her emotional well-being and that of her children was profound. As a mother, Clarkson was undoubtedly concerned about how the turmoil and public scrutiny would affect River and Remington. Her primary focus remained on their well-being and ensuring that they were shielded as much as possible from the fallout of the divorce and the ongoing legal issues. Throughout this tumultuous period, Clarkson's strength and resilience were evident. Despite the heartbreak and challenges she faced, she continued to fulfill her professional obligations, maintaining her role as a coach on The Voice and hosting her talk show with grace and professionalism. Her candor about her struggles resonated with many fans who admired her for her honesty and vulnerability. As the legal battles unfolded, the public was left to speculate about the true extent of the issues between Clarkson and Blackstock. While the final outcomes of the lawsuits were yet to be determined, it was clear that the ordeal had already taken a significant toll on Clarkson. The divorce and the associated legal disputes were a tragic turn of events for someone who had always been seen as a beacon of positivity and resilience in the entertainment industry. What do you think about the tragedies that Kelly Clarkson had to go through? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.